Hello, students. How are you? I think you are absolutely fine, isn't it? Dear students, a great person has rightly said, kindness is the golden chain by which society is bound together. Students, it is kindness which holds the positivity within it. Due to kindness only, we are expecting a better society. On many occasions, we have seen that although the human being is running after the materialistic things, still there are some people who are kind enough towards those who are really in need. As we are crossing through a difficult time nowadays, we have noticed that there are many people who have come ahead as helping hands for them, those who require. So, dear students, kindness is a great quality which make a person different from others. With this beautiful thought, let us begin today's lesson. Our today's lesson is the ashes that made trees bloom. Before starting, I would like that you should open your book so that you can understand the chapter in a better way. The chapter is on page number 55, it seems 55. Before reading the chapter, I would finish the half of the chapter today, and rest of the portion we will do another day. The theme of the story I would like to explain first. The lesson is an adapted version of a Japanese story. It depicts that the bond between humans and animals can't be broken even after death. However, there are a few people whose selfish nature spoils the relationship. In this story, an old man and his dog shared the warmth, integrity, association of lifetime even after death. The lesson, which is a story based in Japan, explains that people are known by the deeds they perform. As a tree is known by its fruits, leaves, and flowers. The story proves that if people are kind to other people and animals, they will be happy, but if they are greedy and cruel, they will be sad and disliked by people. So, dear students, this was the theme of the story or the lesson. Let us see the chapter. I hope you can see, and I hope you have book so you can see in your own books also. In the good old days of the daimyos, there lived an old couple whose only pet was a little dog. Having no children, they loved it as though it was a baby. The old dame made it a cushion of blue crepe, and at mealtime Muko, for that was its name, would sit on it as snug as any cat. The kind people fed the pet with tidbits of fish from their own chopsticks and all the boiled rice it wanted. Thus treated, the dumb creature loved its protectors like a being with a soul. So it was a story about a landowner, a rich landowner, and its their pet, whose name was Muko. So they used to live together, and the old couple were not having any children, so they used to treat the pet dog Muko as their own baby. So they made a cushion of blue crepe for him or it, and the dog used to sit on it, and the couple used to feed the pet with their own food, that is the tidbits of fish from their own chopsticks. They use chopsticks because it is the story of Japan, and they also fed him with boiled rice as much it wanted. So the creature, the dog, was overwhelmed by the love shown towards him by the old couple, and the dog also used to love them dearly. The old man, being a rice farmer, went daily with hoe and spade into the fields, working hard from morning until O10 to summer. It is written in bracket as the sun is called, had gone down behind the hills. Every day the dog followed him to work, never once turned the page, dear children, harming the white heron that walked in the footsteps of the old man to pick up the worms. For the old fellow was patient and kind to everything that had life, and often turned up a sword on purpose to give food to the birds. So the old man used to go to the field every day, and the dog, his pet dog, used to follow him. And the old man worked there since he was a rice farmer. He used to work in the fields from since morning till evening, and every day he was being followed by his pet dog. The old man was very kind hearted, so he always used to see that none of the creatures would be harmed by him. So he used to turn the soil very carefully so that even the worms, would not be harmed, and all the creatures would get proper food there. One day the dog came running to him, putting his paws against his legs and motioning with his head to some spot behind. The old man at first thought his pet was only playing and did not mind it. But the dog kept on winning and running to and fro for some minutes. Then the old man followed the dog a few yards to a place where the animal began a lively scratching. Thinking it was possibly a buried bone or bit of fish, the old man stuck his hoe in the earth when lot a pile of gold gleamed before him. One day, when the old man was working in his field, he found his dog coming towards him. The dog was running towards him and putting his paws and pointing to a place somewhere in the field. In the beginning, the old man did not bother, but then, when the dog was kept on doing the same thing, the old man thought that there must be some bone or bit of fish over there. So the old man struck the earth with his hoe, and he found a lot of pile of gold gleamed before him. Thus, in an hour, the old couple were made rich. The good souls bought a piece of land, made a feast for their friends, and gave plentiful to their poor neighbors. As for the dog, they petted him till they nearly smothered him with kindness. The old couple became rich in an hour. Very soon, they became rich with the help of the gold found in the field, and they bought a piece of land, and they gave a feast to their friends, and they helped their poor neighbors also, and they showed a lot of love towards their dog for his this help, and they have shown a lot of kindness towards him. Now, in the same village, there lived a wicked old man and his wife, not a bit sensitive and kind, who had always kicked and scolded all dogs whenever they passed their house. Hearing of their neighbor's good luck, they coaxed the dog into their garden and set before him bits of fish and other dainties, hoping he would find treasure for them. But the dog, being afraid of the cruel pair, would neither eat nor move. In the same village, there lived another couple who were very wicked, and they were not so sensitive and kind also. So when they heard about this incident, they were also eager to know and eager to get They were greedy also. They were very greedy, and they were they never shown kindness towards the animals. So, but they wanted to have that wealth like their neighbor. So they tempted the dog Muko with food like bits of fish and other things, so that Muko could show them the way to treasure. But the dog Muko was very much afraid of them, so he didn't eat, and he didn't move anywhere for them. Then they dragged him out of doors, taking a spade and hoe with them. No sooner had the dog got near a pine tree growing in the garden than he began to paw and scratch the ground as mighty treasure lay beneath. So they dragged the dog with them and taken them to the place where there was a pine tree, and he has started scratching the land, and the cruel couple thought there might be some wealth. So they were looking for the wealth there. Quick, wife, hand me the spade and hoe, cried the greedy old fool as he danced with joy. Then the covetous old fellow with a spade and the old crone with a hoe began to dig, but there was nothing but a dead kitten, the smell of which made them drop their tools and shut their noses. Furious at the dog, the old man kicked and beat him to death, and the old woman finished the work by nearly chopping off his head with sharp hoe. They then flung him into the hole and heaped the earth over the carcass. When the cruel old couple were very much excited by the land shown by Miko to them, and they thought that there might be some treasure, so they were very excited and they started digging the land with the spade and hoe. But when they dug the land, they found no treasure there. Rather, they found a dead kitten over there, and the smell of which made them drop their tools, and they became very angry by seeing the dead kitten and not the treasure. So they became so angry with the dog that the old man kicked and killed the dog Muko, and the woman, his wife, chopped his head, and then they dug him under the same land beneath the pine tree. The owner of the dog heard of the death of its pet, and mourning for him as he had been his own child, went at night under the pine tree. Turn page, dear children. He set up some bamboo tubes in the ground, such as are used before tombs, in which he put fresh flowers. Then he laid a cup of water and a tray of food on the grave and burned several costly sticks of incense. He mourned a great while over his pet, calling him many dear names as if he were alive. Now, when the kind couple came to know that their dear pet dog Muko was killed, they became very sad, and they were they started showing their grief for his death, and they were mourning as if it was their own child. And the man did all those things which we do when someone dies. So as per their own culture in Japan, he kept some bamboo tubes in the ground, and as we do before the tombs, in which he put fresh flowers, and then kept cup of water and a tray of food on the grave, and also burnt several incense sticks. And he mourned very badly with a sad mood, and called the dog, dead dog, with many names as if the dog was alive. That night, the spirit of the dog appeared before him in the dream and said, "Cut down the pine tree over my grave and make from it a mortar for your rice pastry and a mill for your bean sauce." So they used to eat this food, rice pastry and the bean sauce. So the dog suggested, the spirit of the dog suggested them to cut the pine tree, and with that wood they should make a mortar. So the old man chopped down the tree and cut out the middle of the trunk, a section about 2 feet long. With great labor, partly by fire, partly by the sizzle, he scraped out a hollow place as big as a small bowl. He then made a long handled hammer of wood, such as is used for pondering rice. When New Year's time drew near, he wished to make some rice pastry. When the rice was all boiled, Granny put it into the mortar. The old man lifted his hammer to pound the mass into dough, and the blows fell heavy and fast till the pastry was all ready for baking. Suddenly, the whole mass turned into a heap of gold coins. When the old woman took the hand mill and filling it with beans began to grind, the gold dropped like rain. When the old man did the same as the dog suggested, he chopped the tree's wood and he made the mortar and a bowl all together. And when they were deciding to prepare rice pastry on New Year's time, then the rice was boiled. Every arrangement was done, but when the procedure started, suddenly they saw that the dough of the pastry has turned to gold coins. And when the lady put the bean into the mortar, it started falling like a rain. The gold started falling like rain from there, instead of beans. Meanwhile, the envious neighbor peeped in at the window when the boiled beans were being ground. "Goody me!" cried the old hag as she saw each dripping of sauce turning into yellow gold. Until in a few minutes the tub under the mill was full of shining mass of gold. So the old cruel neighbors were again came to know about all these incidents, and they were shocked to see all those things happening there. So the old couple were rich again by these kind of happenings. The next day, the stingy and wicked neighbor, as I have explained just now, came to know about the mortar and the magic mill. Just now I told, when the old couple had come to know about the mill and the mortar, they filled one with boiled rice and another with beans, and then the old man began to pound and the woman to grind. But at the first blow and turn, the pastry and sauce turned into foul mass of worms. Still more angry at this, they chopped the mill into pieces to use as firewood. As I told, that when the old couple has seen all those things, they were shocked to see, and they also tried the same by their own. But as soon as they did so, the whole mass turned into worms, and they became very angry, and they chopped the mill into pieces, and they kept it to be used as fire to burning firewood. They kept it to be used as firewood. So, dear student, this was the first part of the chapter. I would expect that you have understood this much. Another day we'll do the rest of the portion. You will read the chapter and you will try to understand the chapter and learn some new words. So, dear students, this story which we are doing now, you will read the whole story. Then only you will understand. Don't wait for me to explain the whole chapter. Before that, you will read the whole story. As this story possesses magical realism, themes of kindness, mythology, karma, fantasy, kindness, and the life in society, it contains a powerful message to adopt virtues like honesty, compassion, and truth. So, if you'll read this story, you will learn all those things and all these good values and virtues you will learn, and you will be a great person in your life. I'm going to finish today's class here. Take care, students. Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you.